you can find me on Instagram and Facebook as the same name, Crystal Metellus, Crystal with a K. Yeah, so if you're not following me on those platforms, I want you guys to go over there and follow me. Also, I have a YouTube page under Crystal Metellus, so make sure you go over and you subscribe to that. That way you can see, when I upload different videos and things of that sort. I'm actually working on a lot of different things, a lot of different projects, so when those things start to come to fruition, I want you guys to be the first to know. So yeah, make sure you follow me. But anywho, so today I put a post up, and the post said that when you are in your lane, right? When you are in your lane, do not become distracted by the traffic that is merging around you. Remember that you have the right of way. Remember that you have the right of way. And the reason why I wrote that post is because I noticed that many people become distracted by the things that is taking place around them. People will find their niche in something or find their lane regarding what they are supposed to be doing in a particular season. And they'll start out doing that, and everything will be going good, everything will be well. But then they begin to become distracted by the people around them, the people that are trying to do what they do, or the people that are, begin to copy them and mimic them and compete against them and all things of that nature, and it begins to distract the person. So when I was thinking about that, and I'm like, okay, what's happening here is this person that is in their lane has become distracted by the other drivers on the road that are merging into their lane. And I'm like, that shouldn't be the case, because if you are in your lane, then I need you to remember that you have the right of way. Okay, that person has to wait for an opening in order for them to be able to get in that lane and travel the direction that you are going. Or you have to slow down enough in order to let them in. This is the way that takes place. So don't become so distracted with what's happening around you and who's coming into this lane and who's starting to do what you've been doing and who's competing against you, so much so that you lose sight of where you're going, because you're now more focused on them. And that's actually a trick of the enemy. He'll try to steal your focus in order to stop your momentum. So I want you to know that when you find your lane, learn to thrive in that lane. Become so focused on that lane that nothing else around you gets your attention or is able to steal your attention enough so that it causes you to drift, or that it causes you to begin to swerve, or that it causes you to stop because you're focused on it instead of where you are going. When you find your lane, you have grace there. When you find your lane, you have favor there. When you find your lane and you are traveling in the direction that God has appointed you, know that He is with you. So nothing can stop you but you, because you start to focus so much on everything else that you lose focus on God, on what God has called you to focus on. And know that sometimes God will tell you to stop and let some people in. Because just because you are the one that's blazing the trail, don't mean that you are the one that will only step foot on the trail. You are blazing the trail 9 times out of 10 for somebody else to be able to come behind you. Or you are blazing the trail 9 times out of 10 to let somebody else know that it's possible. to make a way out of no way for somebody else. And we quote all the time things like, God will make a way out of no way. Well, how does he do that? He makes a way out of no way by using vessels in the earth that are willing enough to go forth and do the assignment that he is calling them to do, and not be afraid or become timid when somebody else sees the open door and wants to walk through. Now, I get it. Sometimes it's, it's not God that is ordaining these orchestrations. Sometimes it's the enemy, because like I said, the enemy will try to use these distractions as well to stop you from doing what it is that God is telling you to do. But I want you to know who you are in this situation and know your rights. Know that the law governs you. The law protects you. If you are traveling in your lane on a straight and narrow road and you are going the designated pace that you are supposed to be traveling in, anytime somebody else is trying to enter into that lane, if an accident happens, if a collision happens, you had the right of way. So know that if you found your lane and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're doing what God called you to do, you're operating in your potential and you're operating in your purpose and you're moving forward and you're not speeding. Yeah. Because sometimes in doing what we're called to do, we try to jump the gun and move too fast. That is called speeding. You will get a ticket for that. You will get pulled over for that. You will have to stop because of that. And sometimes God will call you to stop. And that's his way of knowing that he's still in control. When he's able to do that, tell you to stop and you stop. When you get to that stop sign and you see it and you stop, he knows that he is still in control. But when you call yourself doing a roll through or a South Philly stop where I'm from, where you barely stop it and you just keep it moving, that is letting God know that now you are taking matters into your own hand. So that's when things can become problematic. But if that's not the case for you, and if you are traveling down the road that God has called you to, and you are going at the pace that he desires for you to go, you don't have to worry about who's doing who, what, when, where, why, and how, because it won't affect you in any way. It's not until the water gets in the boat that it begins to sink. Other than that, the boat can float on water all day long. So, what you are doing has been purposed for you to do. This thing has been mapped out. This thing has a blueprint. So, when you check that map or you check that navigational device and you make sure, well, yeah, God, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is what you said, then know that you're good. Trust God's direction. Trust that if he called you to it, he will see you through it. And another thing that I want you to understand is when God opens a door, keyword God, when God opens a door, not when you open a door, not when your homie open a door, not when your parents open a door, not when you have, the hookup. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when God opens a door. When God opens a door, you can expect for favor to flow through it. So if you're traveling down a road, going in a direction that God has called you to, that is an open door by God. So you can expect for favor to flow through it. So don't get distracted by what everybody else is doing. Don't get distracted by what's going on around you. Stay focused on the task at hand. Stay in your lane. Don't start veering to the left, veering to the right, because that's what we do. We'll see other people thriving in their lane and it looks good. I don't really see no traffic over there. They going faster than me. Did that person just pass me? Maybe I need to get out of this lane that I am in now and here, put my turn signal on. I want to go over there. You know what? I want to be in this fast lane. This the fast lane over here. Put me over here. Or you know what? I'm a little scared. All these cars around me. Everybody's moving so fast. You know what? I'm going over there where it's slow at. Over there on the right, that's the slow lane. Let me get over there because I feel safe. That's what we do. But God is like, no, I told you I wanted you here. This was your lane. This is where the grace is afforded to you at. So if you want to thrive, this is where I need you to be. Stop looking at everybody else. Stop comparing yourself to everybody else. The lane that God has called you to has great purpose at the end of it, and that great purpose that lies at the end, that great purpose that awaits you at the end, it's not just about you. That's the thing that is set up to bless somebody else's life. That's the thing that is set up to bring blessings to your children and your children's children. But if you over here in somebody else's lane and you done neglected your lane, and then you wonder why your life is not resembling the promise that God has given to you, that is the reason why, guys. So listen, I need you in this season to find out what it is that you're supposed to be doing and what lane that you're supposed to be traveling down. I used to hear people say all the time, you know how you find your purpose? Find out what is it that you do with ease. What is it that comes natural to you, that you don't have to try too hard. This is just what you do. What is that thing? That's your purpose. That's your calling. You operate in that. And I used to hear it all the time, but I never really, let it sink in concerning me. Until just recently, I'm like, okay, I feel like I stopped moving somewhere. I feel like I'm a little off. I feel like I'm a little unsure about things. What is that, God? And God said, I need you to stop. Remember, I said, sometimes people tell you, I need you to stop. So I stopped. And I'm like, okay, I need you to speak to me. I need your navigation right now. Where am I going? What am I doing? Where are you taking me? What is my purpose again? Can you remind me? What am I called to do? Am I still supposed to be working on the same thing? Am I still headed down the same direction? What is going on? And I really begin to do the exercise of, what is it that I do natural? What comes to me with ease? What was I born to do? What's in me that I can draw out, that I can reach in and draw out? What do I have on the inside of me? And God started to show me. And he's like, that's you right there. That's your lane. Work that. Cruise control. You ride that lane. So often we hear the hustle and we hear grind and we start, trying to do all those different things. And God said, no, this thing is supposed to be easy. This is but a light thing to me. I put this in you. I just need you to work it. And I need you to be content and stay there. Stay the course. Straight and narrow is the way. And I'm like, okay, God, you know what? I got it. I got it. I may not see how far this can take me, but I know if you put it in me, it's for a reason. And I know if you're bringing it up to my remembrance now that I'm asking, it's because you're about to do big things. It's because you're about to make big moves. And a lot of you are at that same place. And that's why I'm here today to share with you all. Listen, find out what your lane is. Reach in and draw out. And when you find what that lane is, the way to thriving in that lane is to make sure that you do not get distracted by anybody else that's merging into traffic, that's merging into your lane, because the reality is you have the right of way. Guys, I hope that blessed you. Remember, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Facebook, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's all under Crystal Metellus, Krystle Metellus, Metellus. I am going to be thriving in my lane. I'm going to be moving at the pace that God designates for me to move. I am not going to be distracted by anybody that's merging into my lane, because I understand that I have the right of way. So if you want to be in tune with what God is going to do next in my life, then guys, make sure that you follow me. Make sure that you subscribe because I'm going to be sharing. I love you all to life, guys. Be encouraged. Be blessed. Bye.